You know, it's whatever, baby. You know, it's whatever, baby. You know, it's whatever.
Welcome all to another wonderful episode of Whatever by Hektek. Firstly, I want to thank y'all for going and watching the reverse interview of Raw was interviewing me. I had a great time on that one. So if you haven't seen it, go and check that one out. It's a 2-hour special. So yeah, it gets a little dicey over there. Also, men, it's okay for you to do self-care. Go ahead when you go to the barber, go ahead and get you a mani pedi and slide on over and go get your massage. It's okay. We need to take care of ourselves because a lot of us are dropping like flies. So go take health and all that and your mental capacity. Um, yeah, we're just gonna start the show. I don't even, I've been trying to get this young lady on for a little minute. We've been in talks of doing some work for a little minute. So I'm very excited to have her on so I can ask her all these tantalizing questions. So without further ado, hello. The
Hello.
spicy one. See, I didn't even know what you wanted me to call you by. So I'm glad that you went ahead and picked a name for me to
I
say.
put it in there because I know like people would prefer like your what you would do as first and last, but I go just as spicy, but of course, looking me up, it's a little complex because
No, it's a little I think the key word of today is going to be dicey, a little dicey.
it's a little
So
dicey. Yeah, it's a little dicey. When
well,
you said
how are
that, I
you
was
doing
like,
today?
hold on, I'm gonna have to use that.
Dicey?
Dicey, yes.
I come up with a lot of terms as you get to know me. I'll just use something and be like, yeah, that's what it is. So, you know.
Yes, I like that.
All right. So, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm
I
feeling
like
good.
this sexy
Looking good.
business
That's what I was
casual.
coming for. I don't wear glasses, but I just had to put them on because they
Oh,
look so
nah, I need
cute.
to see them eyes because your eyes, I'm not going to hold you. Your eyes be doing something to
So
me.
you want
So,
me to take these off? Okay.
I don't want you to take them off, but if you take them off since
You
you don't
know,
really need them, let's see
it's
them.
now it's about to really get dicey. You made me take the glasses off. Oh
Yeah,
my.
yeah, yeah. So, see, I need mine, or else I'll be up here sitting and all that. So, all right. What's something people assume about you instantly that they get completely wrong?
That I'm mean. They get that wrong immediately because I have um RBF. So my face will just be like, and then people will be like, "Smile, what's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Hey," and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know you were." Or they'll just have a conversation with me, and they'll be like, "Dang, you are a little intelligent, or you know a little something." I'm like, "Oh, I don't know what you thought, but yeah, that."
I don't know why intelligence is always like it's almost like what you assumed I was dumb. Like what's going on? You know what I mean?
I think that people think you can't have beauty and brains. It's like one or the other.
Oh,
People assume, and then that's when they
yeah,
make a fool out of
yeah.
themselves.
No, 100%, 100%. So how do you correct that from them? You just smile and they'd be like, "Oh, you're not
A
as mean
smile in a
looking as you."
conversation. I mean, of
Oh,
course, it was a lot of growth that came along because first off, younger me was like, hold on, but now that I'm older, it's like, oh, okay, let's engage in a conversation so I can show them because showing somebody is always better than just telling them.
no, 100%, 100%. Uh, who were you before Spicy?
I was, oh gosh, I don't want to
You
give
thought
the
these was gonna be easy
name.
questions, huh?
I thought they were going to be easy questions. Um, I would say still an entrepreneur. Um, someone who is serious, someone who loves to travel and still does.
Mhm.
But before I would just say a full-blown entrepreneur. So it's more so I have my hands in several pots. Now it's like
Mhm.
we're in just this pot for the most
So
part.
how does because I was the same way when I first started out, and I remember someone told me they're like, "You do a lot," and at first I'm like, "Yeah, because but it sounds like we're hustling by having multiple different hustles, but it
Yep.
didn't resonate with me till years later what they were saying. Like if having all these multiple different hustles, you can't realistically focus on one.
You hit that right on the nose. That's when I summed it up and said now it's just one entrepreneur because you can't, like, when you're doing anything and you're trying to grow, it's not going to come overnight. Yes, there are those
Mhm,
one hit wonders and one off things where people do things and it happens overnight, but everything is going to have to be planted. Those seeds are going to have to be planted and you're going to have to grow. And in order for you to do that, you have to put in that time and stay consistent. And we think having our hands in multiple pots is staying consistent because it's bringing all these different sources of income. But really, we aren't focused on how the income's flowing in, how much we're putting out, because we have our hands in all these pots. We like, oh, we have all this money coming in. Who cares? But that's what actually matters when it comes to business. It's like you have to be very strategic. And
yeah, I
that's what I'm
used to
learning
tell
this
someone
year.
I had to tell someone you have to plant a seed, you gotta let it, sprout, and then when it gets a nice base to it, right? Then you can
Mhm.
move on to something else.
That's if it
But if
sprouts. Sometimes you have, if it doesn't sprout, don't give up on that first. It didn't sprout. Replant it.
correct,
Get some new soil.
fertilizer.
Reground it. Yeah, do what you have to
Yeah,
do, but don't just stop because it didn't work the first time. Plant it on a
yeah.
different ground and let it grow again and watch it grow again. And sometimes people bump their heads because they don't get the success that they feel they should have, because
Mhm.
success is normally compared to someone else, um, based off of how another person is doing it. But I would say
What's
back
the term?
then,
Comparison is the kill of all
it's
joy.
it is. It really is. I would say back then to now, it's like you have to do what works for you and see where it
Mhm.
goes. Because what somebody else does not, it doesn't make you. It's never going to make you. It gives you kind of
Right.
a blueprint to start from, but
Mhm.
no.
No, I often hear a lot of women and men compare themselves to other people in this industry, and I'm like, their blueprint. They could hand you their same blueprint, and you can run the same plays, and you're going to have different results because people forget
Every
too.
time.
Luck is a real thing.
Yep.
Luck is I mean, it's not necessarily tangible, but it is a real thing. You sometimes have to be in the right place at the right time around the right people. And if all the formulas don't match up, you will miss the boat. And
Mhm.
not because you're lacking or not because you're doing something that you're not working hard enough. It's just sometimes some people get those lucky breaks, those one percenters or those one offs, is because they happen to be at the right place, right time, around the
Right
right
time.
people.
I've seen that happen a
Yeah.
lot of different times, just, peering in and looking into certain things, and I'm like, dang. But then also too, you can be put in the right place at the right time and you don't have that right mindset to know what to do when you have it.
Ooh.
Because I feel like I was there at one point when I first came in, but I had my hand in so many different pots. I was not focused. My mind wasn't like, oh, okay, this is gonna be very lucrative. This is something I love to do, but it's gonna be,
Mhm.
like, I wasn't thinking like that. I was just like, oh, it's something I love to do, and I'm gonna put it out there when I put it out there. I had no plan, no strategy, nothing at all. I'm just doing it, and I'm like, let's see, how it works. But then I'm like, okay, we have to put more thought into this. But I wasn't focused because my hands were in so many other pots, and
Mhm.
when those opportunities were presenting themselves to me and I was in those spots, I didn't know what to do with it. I was kind of leaving it on the table, and I was like, dang, this person reached out, that, like, so I kind of passed on a lot of opportunities, and not saying that things won't come back around, because they typically will, but it's more so knowing what to do when they do, because I probably would have been kind of very naive and just was like, yeah, whatever goes, let's do it. But I'm kind of glad I
Right, right.
did what I did.
Well,
But it just goes to show, when you aren't all the way fully have your head into it, you'll be thrown off, like all the way off. Like, you have to make
and it's
sure.
easy to do, and it's
It's
easy to
very,
throw you off track.
very. Hmm.
What moment made you realize you could actually monetize your image and
Um.
personality? Because you have a dope personality on Twitter, and
Yes.
I'll be honest here. Sometimes I see your stuff, and I'm like, I see what she's doing. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, I you're 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 trying to
You
show
be
them.
falling into it a little bit.
You know I do. You already know I'm like, it's like you're trying to give them a little hint of your personality without
Yes.
giving them too much of your personality.
Yes, because I feel like my goal is to monetize on different platforms, and if I'm giving everything there and that's not what that is for, then I'm just giving it. I'm kind of, I think, stunting my growth, when I can be where people come just to hear me tell stories, or people come just to, different type of things for different type of platforms, so
Mhm.
that's more so where I'm shifting, because I know, like, people are like, you're really funny, or you always have a story, or you always, like, kind of have the right, choice of words. And I'm like, I've watched and seen a lot of different things, just growing up as a kid, and people will be like, you went through that, and I'm like, what do you do? How do you look like you went through something? Like,
Right, 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 right.
um, but yeah, so it's just like knowing where to put everything, but also managing it, um, with time, like not forcing everything and trying to cram it all into one. Like, I have to do this now, and I have to do this now. Like, like, I wasn't like really. I wanted this podcast to happen, and I'm like, I wanted it to happen a few months ago, but I feel like a few months ago I probably wouldn't have been, as ready as probably as I am now. Like, not saying my
Great.
hair all on point, but
So let
you
me
know,
ask. So you brought up a point. So are you scared of putting yourself out there before
yes.
you think you are ready?
Yes. I answered your question before you finished, because I already knew what you were about to say. Yes. Um, and I only think
I,
that I think it's because I don't know. I like to be prepared. And when I'm not prepared for what I'm about to be put into, I kind of talk myself out of it sometimes, because I'm like, what am I about to walk into? I don't know what I'm walking into right now. I'll just go
so
with the
now
flow, and
everything
it's
makes a little
flowing.
bit more sense
It
now.
does,
Ah,
yeah. So I take my time with everything. I don't rush. I'm not rushing to, go work with anyone. I'm not rushing to go and
oh, I know that
do
part.
anything. Yeah, I'm taking my time, and I'm observing. I want to see if you having rant moments. I want to see if you're having whatever. I just want to watch. I want to know what's going on. I would say, even just, stepping into the industry, a lot of how I learned was observing, because people are like, "Oh, you're growing so fast." I don't want to, kind of like, not in saying it like that, but, "Oh, you'll find the information," but, like, I don't want to give it to you. And I'm like, "It's okay. You can give me a little one. I'm going to take so much from that, because I'm going to go do my own research." I'm like, I never asked anybody to show me, um kind of like how to fish, kind of where to fish.
Right,
So,
right.
and knowing is knowing. People will go based off of numbers and things like that, and I'm like, I just was growing. Like, I'm still strategizing, still figuring things out. Like, I don't get why people go based off of following, but I think one day.
Because because it's this. I mean, if you said prior to COVID, numbers meant something. Before you could
Yes.
buy a blue check, numbers meant something. The blue check meant something. Um,
Now it's
we
so
programmed
easy.
ourselves
It's so
like
easy.
like I mean, and I've switched pages because one of my pages is doing really well, and I'm like, all right, well, I wanted to push this brand, so I switched names and switched whole
Yep.
platforms. And then when people see my regular page now, they were like, "Oh, you're nobody," and I'm like, "Baby, I got awards." You know what I mean? I've
And
been in this.
and
I've
that
done
that
this.
right there. And it's like me, and I think another a part to answer the to follow through with that your question is outside of like I guess person people getting to know my personality was spaces. And spaces was where I learned a lot of people. People will come in and everyone, will be speaking and I'm learning different type of personalities based off of how people are coming, how people interact when other people are around based off of the following that people have, how they
Hmm.
treat you and stuff like that. And so I did a lot of, I would say, getting to know people through spaces. And that's how I grew. A lot of people thought I was a fake page. Or like, why did you choose that name? And I'm like, the proof is there, but
Right.
so they couldn't, and then I had verified with probably like a few creators. This is when I first started, and I was like,
Mhm.
it's me, and they're like, oh, she's real, guys. Like I called her, it was her, and I'm like, look. And one person I was like, I'm not writing my name on a paper, and I'm like, I'll do like a
The
peace
date and
sign or
time.
something, like
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm
Well,
starting to think y'all
and
fake.
and that's the thing is, I could come in with my say 3,500, you know, 100 followers, but when I come in the room, I normally don't have to wait for a mic. I normally have people send me mics and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
I'll sometimes have to DM and be like, "Yo, I just want to listen."
Like
You know
I
what I
just
mean?
want to
I'm doing too much.
listen.
I want to
That's
do too
me when
much.
I go
Then
in
when I
most
do, or
spaces.
like I get a mic and they be like, "Tech, what do you think about this?" And I'm like,
I didn't want to share ideas. I'm over here doing all other kind of stuff. I'm just trying. I needed some
"Yeah,
nice
no
elevator
facts."
music in the background.
Right, right. I'm
But
cleaning
there's
or
nice
something like
topics.
that.
There's nice topics on spaces, though. I will say that.
There is, but oh my
But
Jesus,
we
there.
know there can be some very off topics, and it's like, did you guys just wake up and on the wrong side of the bed and decide
No,
this is where
well,
I'm going to air it
well,
all
engagement farming is the new currency right now. So however
But I
people
don't
could
understand that
engage.
that rage baiting, that I don't know, fear mongering, the all of that,
Yeah.
all of that. I don't understand why people lead with that because whatever you do, you have to keep up. So if you're,
Hmm.
okay, they're over here, fighting or whatever, it's gonna be that
Hmm.
every single time they're gonna expect when I come in here
Hmm.
that they're fighting. Or this person is and this person. This is always they're gonna always expect that. It's kind of like
Hmm.
how a person goes viral and they try to keep up with their viral moment. It's like
Hmm.
you have to know what your niche was out of that moment, but you can always pivot that niche into something else. Like when I first went viral, I realized that my niche, well, I mean, I've been knew that, but my face. And I'm like, you know what? I need to start showing my face more. I don't know why I don't like to show my face so much or
Right,
use
right.
my voice so much. And it started really working well for me. And so it's like just knowing how to use that niche, but taking the good out of it. Some people they don't know how to read through things.
What I equate clout chasing and going trying to go viral and all those things is remember your first nut, your first orgasm. And
Yes.
now it was such an out of body or out of the world experience. So now every nut and every orgasm, you're trying to get that same
Top.
feeling, but you
I
can't.
mean but you kind of trying to top it. You're never gonna get that same experience
Right,
again. So you're
right.
gonna be
It's
fighting
a
for that moment, and that's the same. That's the same. I get what you. Same comparison,
yeah.
analogy.
Um, yeah. Are you naturally introverted or extroverted?
What's the one in between? I feel like I'm the one in between. Like I have my times where my social battery will start dying. I'm
Mhm,
more of a, if you will put it in, I guess, layman's terms, day versus night. I'm more of a day person. I like to get up early in the morning. I'm up like 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Like no later than that. 7, I probably slept in. And I like to be, I would like to do like day parties, like a day brunch, a day, things like that, being outside.
Mhm.
But being in big crowds, I would say not really unless it's a concert, but I don't mind. I'm not, I feel like people who are introverted are ones who can't be around people at all. So I would say in the middle
I
because
don't
I
think
do
that.
love to be at home. I
I
love
just
being
think
in my own
introvert
skin.
people loves being like love is. I think most people get introverts. There's levels to every. You know what I mean? I think if you're like a super introvert, yeah, you're not trying to get leave the premises of your home at all. But
Yes.
I think you could have a healthy love for being at home and not needing to be around people to
Oh
function.
yeah, that's me. That's me. Me and my friends probably see each other every, I would say, 2, 3 months, 4 months, and we'll catch up like we never, like we just seen each other last week. Me being around people, I don't need people to fuel my energy. I need my own
Mm.
energy to fuel my energy. So, some people can drain your energy. There are real vampires
Yes,
out there.
facts,
There are real,
facts.
you know, there are people who really are a draining, just they'll come around, they're, negative Nancy's or Nicks, if you
Mhm,
will, and it's just always something. So I
mhm.
like to stay to myself. I'm always going to try to be there for people. I used to physically always be there. Let me help you with this, or here this goes, and stuff like that. So where I learned you have to really let people heal from a distance, love people from a distance, and give them the advice you can and be there on the phone if you can. But if it starts to seem too much, then you have to kind of take a step back. But, it's a way to take a step back without kicking someone down because some people are just holding on to a thin little thread, and you just never know when it's gonna snap. And it's like it's no reason for you to, I feel like, have to go out of your way to make that person feel some type of way because they put you in a space where you couldn't just say no. Like, I think
Right.
um I've learned that there's a lot of people who have a hard time saying no, and I don't understand that. I really don't. Um,
I'm not gonna hold you. I used to be one of them, especially if like they're in my circle. I feel like I used to try to
Close
go out
wise, yeah.
and that's draining because especially if it's not reciprocated or it's just yeah, it could be a lot. So I would say
Yes.
in 2024, 2025, I've gotten hella better at being like, nah, I'm not doing that. Now that
You
no,
okay? Wait a minute. You said hella. Where are you from?
I'm not from the Bay.
Okay, because I'm from Sacramento, and that's a
Okay.
thing. Like,
I'm
we say hella
not
in
the
Northern
Bay.
California.
Yeah, yeah,
California.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not from the you're I'm a how the
You
a
extroverted outside.
sponge.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's
I'm
nice.
a sponge.
Have you ever gotten into comedy? You are pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie.
No. Why do you think I'm funny?
You are. I know, okay,
No.
so people think that I'm funny as well, but I'm like, I just be serious. So you probably just be speaking and just be serious. I'm like, this man is hilarious. Like, I'll see some of your posts and it's like you're like ranting, like, kind of like common sense isn't so common, but you don't
Right.
want to like at a
Say, hey,
person because
dummies.
I'm like, this man's hilarious. But yeah, no,
um,
I've heard you cracking some jokes.
so I am witty. I am quick witted. Um,
Same.
with this industry though, there's a lot of babies. There's a lot of toddlers.
I
Um,
think in this world, it used to be a lot of
yeah,
people had tough skin, and then I don't know, it might
yeah.
be in the food and the water,
No,
and
I
people
get
are
no, definitely. I mean, yeah, trust me, I know. But it seems like it's so magnified in this industry because it's there's a lot
agreed.
of people in the industry, but it's so condensed, if that makes sense. Like it's so like
Yes.
everyone's one place, one time kind of thing. So like there's a post right now where a young lady said, "Hey, people don't come to your page to hear about your depressing stories and what you got going on with your life. Da da da. This is your work page, so always put your business stuff first, right?" People are tearing her a new one. Like, how dare you? We are human.
Yeah,
We are da da da. And she's like,
people actually
I'm not
want to see
saying no
that.
one.
Is it because it maybe rubbed you in a way where you felt like it was affecting you because that's what you're going through? Take a time away from the people who don't understand that you can shut your computer, you can turn off your desktop, you can turn off your log off the app, but they
Mhm,
get sensitive based off of someone else's post that wasn't directed towards them, that they were
mhm,
projecting based off of their own thoughts that just came from their intuition or wherever, and
mhm,
they use that to stir something up. A lot of people do put on a lot of masks because they need a lot of more inner work or outer work or whatever kind of work on themselves. So they pure focus on others so that they don't have
mhm.
to, that light's not on them. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like that's really messed up, but there is a lot of people in this industry that are like that. And I'm like, it's okay to just take a step away and really go focus on yourself because nobody's doing anything to you but you. Because best believe,
No,
people can say
and that's what
this
I was,
person looks
and that's
better
what I
than
was.
me, this person makes more money than me, this
Right.
person has a big any of that. You can do a
My
person can have
my
three
biggest thing,
followers.
my biggest thing be like, no one's booking me. Okay, are you doing anything to be bookable? You have
I was
no
gonna come with
collabs in
I'm
your
like
bio.
I was gonna come with this. Like you when it comes to that, I feel like you already have to have yourself aligned in a certain way. Me, I have not, you know, put that out there. But if I did, I would definitely, it would be you're this is where you're directed. Email, and making sure that this is already coming with it. Like there's no confusion. And then from there, it's a set for everything. But if I have certain stipulations, whether it's, demographic, whatever it is, I'm gonna make sure that it's outlined there. I think people pick and choose based off of what they're looking at, and they want to try
Hmm.
to up the price, up the score, whatever it is. And it's like, why
Hmm.
would you do that if this is business? If I went to a store, I'm not going to name no big stores, but we all know big stores. If I went to one of these marts or any of these places and
Hmm.
I went there and then I went to another store, their prices are going to be the same. That's, it's a business. You want to hold yourself to a certain standard, and I think people are confused. People are used to doing things in a unorganized way, or they just are doing things based off of I can do this based off of what I know a person has, and you should never do that. That's not
Hmm.
good business. Like if a person has it, they're going to keep giving it if they want to give it to you.
Right.
But don't
No,
up it because this person is a quadrillionaire. Like,
and that's the thing is, even in this industry, there used to be tiers, and everyone kind of knew what tier they fell into. You know,
gotta work your way to a
um,
certain point. Like, I don't
right?
know.
Because you can start off at that lower tier, and then you could be at the top tier, but you put in the time, you grind, you did all of
Exactly.
your things.
And I feel like people will look at my following and think that I'm in a tier that's up there. And I feel like I'm in a lower tier. I'm working my way up. I am still getting my feet wet. Like I'm not full time, full throttle. Like I don't feel like I've even put a little bit of my all into it. Like when I'm doing something, of course, I'm putting my all into it. But to know the all of the knows, like every day is a learning experience. And I feel like I have not learned enough. Like I'm still like finding something out new every day, and I'm like, dang, I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know I should just drop a sale and just and doing things like that. And I'm like, dang, this is just did it yesterday. And I looked up today on my phone. I'm like, why haven't I been not been doing this? Where about like, strategy? Now I'm throwing it in there. But
But I
knowing and
mean, that
doing.
comes with growth. But you're not.
Hmm.
You're also are taking accountability for yourself and your actions. And there's a
Absolutely.
lot of people that are not. So what's
And we'll
easier to
point the
blame
finger on
self?
someone else.
Correct.
Hmm.
It's easy to point the finger over there and say they're not giving me the opportunity I deserve.
Yep. Then to
Okay, so
point it
what
at
did you do to
yourself.
deserve it?
And at the end of the day, you don't need anyone. I know that people are probably, if they hear this, are going to feel some type of way, but you don't need anybody to grow at all. You don't need anyone. All you need is is a strategy. Like if you have a plan, then push it and make it work, because
Mm-hmm.
it's nothing to keep getting better at something. Like practice makes permanent, and the more that you keep doing it, you're going to be the best at that, where people are coming to you for advice, where you can start
Mm-hmm.
courses out of that, or you can just whatever, and um I would say that it gets to a point where you just have to know. You just got to know what's for you and what's not. And a lot of people, they don't. You don't need anybody to grow. Like you really, really don't. And I think people like me, even starting getting into this industry, I'm like, okay, I probably need to work with all these big name people and this, and that. And I was like, you know what? No. It seemed one of those not good spaces. And I'm like, okay, oh wow, this is all happening. Let me take a step back and observe some more. Yeah. And then
We
I
are.
just was like, let's keep doing that. And that's what has worked out for me. Um, and then strategizing and knowing, who I'm going to work with, or is it going to be, everything there that everyone would love and things like that. So it's like I'm ready now that I have the a different type of mindset versus a let's just I don't know. I feel like when I got into it, I was thinking more number based, but I'm like at the end of the day, everything's number based. It's more so you just putting your play into plan and keeping steady. Like no matter if there's people passing you up. There no matter if because at some point people if they're not doing things with a strategy, they're going to get burnt out. They're going to pause.
And
Oh, like
disappear.
okay, now I'm glad I don't want to do this anymore. I'm gonna come back in a year,
Mm-hmm.
or you've seen a lot of different things probably, um, and so I just feel like I just been taking my time, and I know people are like, just please do this, do that, do this, do that, and I'm like, look, I'm with it all, but it's a time and place for everything.
Gotcha. And with that, we're going to take our little commercial break and we'll come back.
Because I
Are
need
you the
some.
smartest dummy or the most dense genius in your friend group? Yeah, us too. That's why you'll fit right in with the Enlightened Idiot podcast, live every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. We're talking bold takes on sex, mental health, current events, and all the stuff you forget you care about until somebody says it out loud. So slide through, kick back, and get your dose of real talk and reckless wisdom. Stay enlightened.
All right. So for y'all that don't know, I am also a part of another podcast called The Enlightened Idiots. We film every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a good time. I think last week was my first week back because I, took a couple of breaks. I was traveling and stuff like that. But go and check my peoples out at the Enlightened Idiots podcast. Also, me and one of my co-hosts from the Enlightened Idiots have also started a review page. I don't know, but anyway, right now we're on From. So every week we are dropping our takes on the newest episode of From. We'll probably expand that to other things as well. So yeah, it's doing we doing stuff over here. You know what I mean? We're doing stuff over here. So. Whoop. All right. So we got through all the beauty and intelligence and all that of spicy.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're
Now, are you
back.
ready?
Commercial breaks over.
Are you ready to get a little dicey now?
Oh my goodness. Um, I we could get dicey. That's the, it's spicy. I am trying to keep everything as it should be. So, I read everything you sent me, and I just want to make sure that
Mhm.
I'm keeping everything to where we're good. And because this is recording, this is live. I don't know what's what, or how far what I can say. I don't want to,
You
you
could
know.
you could I mean, at this point you could cuss
Before,
now.
yeah, but you
Yeah.
said dicey. Now this is, I know where
Yeah.
we're going.
No, no, they got to know you. They got to know who you are and what you represent and all that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna
I
hold
mean,
you.
gosh.
It's when you see or hear someone on Twitter or social media, it's different than having a conversation with them, like
It
without
is.
all the noise.
It always
So,
is. Yes.
so having a conversation with you without all the noise, I'm like, okay, okay, I see it, I see it. All right,
Okay, I'm
what's
ready.
something about your industry that fans would be shocked to learn?
Um, dang. Can I approach? Okay, I know how to say this. Um, I make ice creams for adults, homemade.
You know, you could be blunt, right?
Okay, no, I did not know that. I thought this was for YouTube. Okay, so I make infused ice creams, like can of ice creams. A lot of people don't know that, and yeah, they would be. I would say they would be shocked to know that that's something um, that I can do. I think people just
Oh,
assume it's
elaborate
just
on
doing
that.
things. So they're infused. They're THC ice creams. So I make them from
Oh,
scratch. Yeah, I make just anything. Like I've probably made butter pecan. I've made caramel corn. I've made banana pudding. I've made chicken wings. I've made everything infused.
hmm,
Hmm.
so
And I did that for probably about 10 years. Um, it got a little overwhelming because it was just me, and a lot of people just kind of would come along to learn my recipes and want to know stuff. And I'm like, I'm not giving that up. I'll have everything
right.
prepped. I need more so the hands for people because I can't be in every place at one time. So I just started getting into more so like wholesale, and I would just go city to city and just leave stuff in certain places. But then that started becoming a headache because people, when you leave certain things with certain people, they kind of feel like it's theirs or they're in charge. And yeah, so now I'm more so working on a just higher grade level, like real actual store, but I have to go through a lot of licensings for that.
Paperwork,
So
yes, yeah.
yes, New York. I do have I mean, I'm where I'm from, California, so I can pivot California or Nevada, or New York, but New York is where I'm more so pushing towards. Kansas as well. I have family there as well. Everywhere I named, I have family, but I have family
Okay,
all over.
okay, okay. Do you think creators are overexposing themselves for quick money?
I would say yes. I would say yes. And sometimes I even go through it myself. Like it's not to point the blame or finger at anybody because we just be doing things.
Yeah.
But I will find myself, and it's not more so I would say for quick money, but it's more so for I would say to see if my page is still there.
Popping.
Like, is
Mm,
how many people are there? Do I still have that engagement? So I'll drop
mm,
stuff where it's like, okay, let's delete that soon. Like I have a whole list of let's delete soon, like of things. But when it comes to certain things, I will say people go really far. I think that there's certain things that should be left where they should be left, like those key points in that that are in your stuff. I don't think
mm.
those key points are what should be like that should be you can type about it all day long. Maybe if you do a still shot, but
Mhm.
people are, how people are coming. And I think it's a little overextensive, and it's a lot. It's a lot.
So it used to be taboo to have the money shot in your
Yes,
trailer.
there we go. The money shot.
And now you see, listen, I've been seeing 2, 3, 4 minute trailers, and I'm like, I could get all the way off on this.
And see, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I put, like, every time I put anything that has to do with like squirting stuff like that, I take that off because I'm like, I'll let it be up for maybe about a week, 2 weeks, but I'm like, no, the point is for you to come where I want you to come. This is supposed to be just a snippet of that. Like, I can show certain stuff. I think a lot of it is knowing how much and what to post. Like, me, I'm starting to get more into stories. So knowing you can post a decent amount of that story on the timeline to where it's still
Right.
engaging, and people are like, oh my gosh, I have to watch this, and only was 3 seconds, 2 seconds
Mhm.
of of some extra spicy stuff at the end, that you added
Mhm.
because that's how you put it. I think people feel like they have to put stuff out there, um, when they don't. We know that there's a whole bunch of engagement farming and all of that type of stuff. There's nothing wrong with actual promotion, different type of marketing tactics, because, let's be for real, like, that's how you grow. If without it, you won't really get, I would say, that far. But you also do things to market in a certain way. But you don't have to put some of the most extreme stuff, like, oh, let me jump off the cliff and I'm gonna spit in your ass while you're jumping off the cliff, and this is gonna be the one. Like, what are we doing?
Bungee
So
jumping
I'm
and
just
like,
like,
just.
yeah, it's like, just to do anything. Like, you probably seen that
Mhm.
video of the dude who put the girl's panties over his head and he starts singing a viral song, think Boss Man D'Lo or something, and then he bungee jumps or skydives from the plane. But stuff like that is like, people do anything, and that was wasn't nothing crazy about that. But it's just, that's an example to say, like, people will go a little extreme to go viral, but he probably is an active skydiver. Like,
So so you make a point there. Um, he probably knows what he's doing, but now everyone
facts.
else is going to see the same video and be like, "Well, if he did it, I know I could do it."
That's the one. And then you'll see it. And okay, so how I feel to that is, okay, I know it sounds crazy. Like, no, you don't need this person's permission. I feel like pay homage to the person where you got it from, first and foremost. But how I feel about people just going and going to do what just that person did. Like, I don't know. There's a girl I seen who paints, and she put the paintbrush inside of her pussy and she starts painting with it. Now I see a lot of girls like, oh, I'm about to paint. What if I do this with the paintbrush and that? And I'm like, I'm gonna use my titties to paint and that and stuff like that. And I'm like, come with it. Like, don't
Right.
just, okay, I put paint on my titties and I paint it. Like, you have to take a little bit and then put your own twist to it if that's what you're gonna do. People try to
Oh,
mimic literally what they seen. And I think I just seen you post this, matter of fact, with the going underneath someone's post and you'll put, oh, I can make this better, or
mhm.
let's, I feel like, at first, when I first started, I didn't know what like FT menu, like remake, I knew what that meant, but I just thought it was a thing, like, oh, let's remake, like, I like this, I want to make something just like this or something similar. Me, I'm spicy. Like, I'm always gonna put my own twist on anything I do. Like, just the other day, what was it, Friday? I'm like, oh, okay. They're like, okay, well, yeah, you can suck our titties, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, okay, sit next to each other. I'm about to suck both of y'all titties at the same time. They're like, how are you gonna do that? I'm like, I'm gonna bring y'all titties together and suck y'all nipples at the same time. It's about to happen. They like thinking I'm gonna just be one here, one there, one here. Like, no. But there's just a way. Like, you have to put your own twist to anything that you do, especially if you're taking something from somebody. Like,
Mhm.
why would you think that people aren't gonna see that and call that out and be like, yeah, I like the original better? Like, from
Right.
your let's remake. Some people can slide right underneath the remake, and on your post, I like the original better.
Right, right, right. No, I was in a space one time. This is some months ago, and I was on my other page, and it was shocking to me how many people were so shocked that you could create a dry humping fetish or have
Anything.
right. And I was on there, and I think it was your space actually, and people were like, "Oh, he does dry humping? I didn't even know you could do content like that." And it was like, y- it's more than just fucking.
It is. There is so much more. There's feet, there's voice, I mean, there's everything. There's a person that I'm gonna work with coming up soon, and she just does massage. I'll make sure I'm at work right now. She just does the massage stuff, and she like will like kind of slide up and down on your body and stuff like that,
Mhm,
and it's
mhm,
just really sensual. And so
mhm.
it's like more of a full body massage, but she really put her body into it. I'm like, oh, I like how you did
Right,
this
right,
here.
right.
But that's her thing. That's what she does. Like that's all she's known for. She's like, this is what my fans love. Like you get oiled up, and then I get oiled up, and then I like, rub all up against you, up and down, like,
Mhm.
and then you do the same to me. And yeah, and I'm like,
That's it.
okay,
Hmm.
that's her thing. So I'm like, even with your thing, like, there's nothing wrong with dry humping. I'm like, I don't get what people have against that. Like, as long as you still have proper things in place, the testing and stuff like that, because stuff still,
You don't have to get tested. So
Yeah.
there's no
No, well, now
penetration,
why you don't?
huh?
No, I said why you don't?
There's no penetration. There's no fluid exchange.
Uh, okay. Being honest, I get wet very easily, and that's gonna
No, no.
come.
So
That's
say
what
it again. No, you got to talk into the mic when you say it.
I'm talking into the mic. You can't hear me?
I
I think I hit the mic. Oh, you want me to repeat that?
I
I
want
get
you to.
wet. I get wet very easily. So
Um,
yeah. So you gonna feel it almost immediately is what I'm saying. Um,
mm.
that's fluid right there. So yeah. No, but
we just
that's
went.
your show. That's your show. That's how you running it. But
Right. No, but yeah, because people are so sometimes one dimensional, they just be like, "What? I, I, I can't. I thought we were fucking." I'm like, "Nah." They're like, "So what am I supposed to do?" I'm like, "Just rub up against me like
come through
you
your
are fucking."
pants. That's about it. Like you can
No,
still come.
I've had
I don't
them.
know.
I've
People
had them.
people
I've
are
had them.
very boxed in. A lot of people
Yeah.
are stuck in the matrix, and they don't know how to get out. They only monkey see, monkey do. They only know
Mm,
as far as what they are shown. Nobody
right.
likes to go and dig deeper and do the research behind things, or see, or let's set up this light, let's do this, let's set up this angle, let's see how this looks. It kind of is like, okay, well, they had it look like on the chest, let me put it on the chest too. Like, just
Hmm.
do it how it
Hmm.
works for you. And I think a lot of
Right.
people in general, in a lot of different aspects in life, lose focus on doing what works for them. A lot of people please, rather it's a mother-in-law, it's a all the way down to, it could be your spouse. Like, you're not here to, I would say, please make a person happy. You're not here to,
Right.
you can aid into a person's happiness. Like, I'm very big on that. You can
Hmm.
aid into their happiness, but to
But you
feel like
can't make
it's
them
your duty
happy.
to make them happy, no, that's a them problem. They need to
Mm,
already have that within them. People have
mm,
their days where they're not going to always be happy. People reminisce on loved ones that are no longer here,
mm,
financial situations, all kind of stuff. So
mm.
everybody's not going to always have their head on a swivel, but for the most part, happiness is supposed to be within. It's not for you to provide to anybody. Money too.
Facts.
But
No,
I want the
facts, facts.
money.
There's I've
I
turned
want the
down
money.
money. I've definitely turned down money in this industry. I'm like, nah, I'm good because I
Oh
feel like you're
yeah.
gonna be a whole headache.
I,
Speaking of
I
turning
would
down
say I
money,
just turned down a few people. Like I turned down people frequently, and I know people are probably like, off of Norbit, and it's the part where Respucia turned around and he's like, bitch. Like
mm,
I know
yeah,
people do that to me because I'm like, no, I'm okay. I don't want your 1800, 2200. I don't want your money. Like I feel like I'm going to make that regardless is gonna come. But for me to just give you everything and I'm just getting this little yeah, no. I feel like we're gonna need to work a little something out.
mm.
But it's different stipulations. It's the type of stuff that people ask for. Like,
Which
I've
is
never
crazy
done.
because you went right into my segue of have you ever turned down a bag because it didn't align
Yeah,
with you?
yeah, it didn't know it is. You're not about to get. Yes, I have. I've had people ask for gangbangs and anal and stuff like that, and it's like, y'all know that I haven't filmed that to put out there like that. Like I have, old snippets and stuff like that, of gangbangs that I've done, and anal, but I'm not putting anal out there. I put a snippet of gangbang, and I'm like, yeah, y'all, you want it? You only can come here to get it. This is
Mm,
exclusive. I have a few exclusive things for sure that you only can get them from me on Telegram. But when it comes to turning down stuff, yeah, sometimes you have to. Some people are, and I've had people make pages, more different pages to try to come with the offer again. I'm like, it's the answer still a no. Like it's just not. I see people, getting into it with each other on the timeline and stuff like that. I'm like, oh no, I don't want any of those parts. Nope, the answer's a no. We're gonna leave it right where it's at.
Man.
But yeah, I've definitely turned down bags because I just am like, mm-mm. I just feel like this you're about to pull me into something that I don't want. Or you're not trying to give me an amount that I would feel like is feasible enough for me to do that. Because it's like me personally, I mean, I'm not the richest in the world yet, but me personally, I just feel like I would rather pay per a person a reasonable amount, not no crazy. I'm not going to be paying you no crazy amount. I know you're you, but and I'm not just saying yourself. I'm just saying in general. But
Mhm.
to work with them to for me to have that the same as how these guys want. I'm like, wait, okay, and this is just I know it's not off the record because it's recorded, but I have never stepped outside my race. So for me to do that on camera, you're gonna have to give me a decent amount. So like,
Okay.
if you're wanting that and you're keeping that footage, I feel like
Mm,
no. I don't know. So I feel like there's certain things that I'm just, like anal. So many people want that first anal scene. I love anal, love it. But putting it on camera, like there's just certain things like the gangbangs. Like people seen my reverse gangbang. I posted it, deleted it. I'm not about to keep a lot of things just up there for people. So you're gonna see some of those moments, but it's still there.
yeah.
Come get it exclusively. People still
Mm,
know about it. I'll still post as those reminders. Like I remember that reverse gangbang and get everyone the engagements up. Y'all want me to repost it? So people are like, yeah, yeah, oh, that was fire. And then now I have people writing me like, "Where's that reverse gangbang? Where's that reverse gangbang?" Like, yeah, come here. This is where y'all get it. Um, but yeah, definitely. I'm very long-winded, FYI, as y'all.
oh, you're good.
Very.
Are you the heartbreaker or the one that gets attached?
Why are we doing this right now?
Oh, wow.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh, why do we have to ask this question? I break hearts.
You
I
break
break
heart. I can
hearts.
see that. I can see
Yeah,
that.
I am quick to leave the situation. I am not about to, I don't like to argue. I'm not fighting. You're like, if you ever feel like you're gonna put your hands on me, that's crazy. But yeah, I am quick to walk away, so I will break. someone's heart. Like even if I feel like they're not in the space where they need to be in a relationship, like I can see that. Yes, I can tell you that. And I can walk away until you find yourself in a better place to be there. And a better place does not always mean financially. It can be
Mentally,
emotionally, mentally.
spiritually, you're right.
Yes, a lot of people,
Mhm.
some people are battling so many different things they need to work on. And you don't want those burdens put on you. So I've definitely, I break hearts. I
What's your
break.
biggest red flag?
Um, hmm. Mm. Lying. When it comes to me personally knowing someone, I would say that's my biggest red flag, or
Why do
getting
you
to know
lie?
a person. Because why lie when the truth will do is what my mom always has said. Like I've
Yeah.
always heard her say it like over and over. Like just hearing her repeat it to like I had a little brother, he would lie about anything. She'll be like, don't go take the cookies out the cookie jar. And he'll be like, okay. He'll empty the cookie jar. And she'll be like, did you eat the cookies? No. And then cookies crumbles in his hand. She's like, well, why lie when the truth will do? And so
Right,
that's like
right.
her favorite saying. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, you tell one lie, you got to tell more. And it's no point because me personally, when a person, you can be telling any kind of lie, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you said you have these clothes on for the past 2 days and you was like, yeah, I just got fresh this morning and put this on. I'm going to be in my head like, you've had that on for probably like 5 days, but okay. Like, I'm going to have that feeling and I'm gonna know you're
Yeah.
lying, but I'm not going to call you out on it. Like my old self would have called you out, like, yeah, doesn't smell like it. Like, I would have probably went there, but you gotta learn to let people be people. Some people are self-centered. Some people are, haven't had enough attention in life. Some people have had too much attention. Like it's just so many
Mhm.
different factors.
Have you ever doubled back to someone you knew you shouldn't have?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, that's
you
how
want
you.
more? You
That's
want
just the
more
way
than
you
a
leave
yeah?
it.
Yeah, and the dick was great, but
Mm,
the experience, I guess the time we had with each other was great, but the time away from each other wasn't. I am more of a you need to be up on my ass. I need to know. Like you don't gotta every hour like, hey, how's your day? What you doing? Where you going? Like, but I need to
mhm,
know. Like, there shouldn't be days that go past where you don't check on me or like, hey, I have a lot going on. I've talked to all different kinds of people. So it's like I've talked to fishermen, like who are on a boat and make time. Like so
mhm,
it's no excuse for you to not be
mhm,
able to make time. But yeah, I would say there's a reason when you close a chapter, there's reasons for you to not go back, and we know that and we get shown that. And I think my shown was when I got shown again was the same thing. It was but more on an extensive level, like dang, we're supposed to be going X, Y, and Z, and you've been paid for this, but here you are, you have this stuff coming up, so now you can't go. And it's like, there goes the time. This is why I should have never came back. This is dumb. But I'm finna still go have me a good time because I love me a trip. So
What's something toxic about you that you secretly enjoy?
oh my gosh. I think everybody knows this answer, but I like seducing people with my eyes. And, I secretly enjoy that. I secretly enjoy just looking you in your soul and knowing I can take it confidently. Mic drop.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. All right, last question,
Mhm.
then we get up out of here. What person gets your attention?
Did I cut out or did you cut out?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I said what person and then
Oh,
that was
what
it.
person gets your attention?
What person?
Hmm.
Like,
Like what type? What how does someone get your attention? Like, is it a
Money.
look? Is it a touch?
No, I'm just kidding. Like if it's, I mean, if it's like work wise, yeah, money. Money's how you
No,
lead.
I mean,
But I
yeah,
just
I guess,
outside of that, being
yeah.
attentive, to me, um, making sure that you're on top of, communicating, having some type of intellect, because I can't do a what you doing, what you doing, what you doing every few seconds kind of person.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
but a person that just, shows interest, but not fake shows interest, because I can feel all that fake shit. Like it's a for real. When something seems not forced, so something that
Mhm.
just is free, it just is flowing. But an attentive person that knows what they want. Um, so that gets my attention. Somebody who's just
Okay.
really not demanding in a rude way, but they're like, I I have been seeing you, I want you, and this is what's
Oh,
gonna happen.
don't
You don't
don't
gotta
do that
lay
because
out no plan.
you're gonna get me into the Boondocks episode.
Which
I
one?
want you, I want you, I need you. We could do it the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours.
Yeah, the choice is yours. I mean, the choice is yours. That's really how it is. I
Man,
still am a believer that a man is to lead and a woman is to follow. I'm one of those, but I'm not like I'm gonna be led by somebody who don't know how to lead. Like, I'm not gonna be led by the blind. I'm not saying
I
that
got you.
the blind can't lead, because they can, but someone who
Yeah,
just is a
you gonna
pretty.
have a bunch of well, they never mind. That was gonna be a bad, horrible joke. Anyways, all
I'm interested in
right.
what
So
that was for me.
yeah. So, all right, this is the moment where you tell the people where they can find you at, what you have going on, and all that juicy stuff.
Okay. Well, you all can find me on all platforms except Instagram. They're giving me that back in a few days. Don't worry about that. But it gets with the S gets spicy and the number one. So it gets spicy one on all platforms. Yeah, you want to see how spicy it gets? What's coming up next? Lots of girl collabs I have coming. A few couple threesomes, some MFMs, a gangbang in the works. Yeah, go check that out.
Now she's not long winded. Now she,
I mean, I don't know. I ain't giving no details there, but unless y'all
yeah.
want to see a little la 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 la, like.
All right. All right. So for me, I do have a trip coming up. I've been traveling a little bit more lately.
I like that. I've been
So
seeing you post some dates. I'm like, I don't know if you're like bringing your camera there or you're doing like just kind of setting up like podcast
well,
kind of thing.
for the most part, there's only one trip that I didn't take my camera, and that was to this Atlanta one because not enough people seemed interested with them coins. So I left the camera at
Atlanta's
home.
yeah, the Atlanta's one of those places. It's a lot of supporters, not a lot of fans.
Yeah.
Fans I feel like are gonna pay. Supporters are they're gonna
What?
watch and like and comment.
Yeah. So, but I am headed to Florida on the 20th. So if you're down there, not you, but people that's watching this, if y'all down there and
Oh,
y'all
okay.
want to book,
This is live.
no,
Okay, because it says you're in the show and everyone can see and hear you.
no, but no, it's not live. Um,
Okay.
So if you want to book while I'm down there, go ahead. I only have 2 days open. The rest of the days I'll be doing something else. I still have my videography class 101, 102, and my mentorship program. So go to hektekvisuals.com and sign up for those. And remember, we hit a milestone. We hit over 275,000 views on the YouTube channel. So thank y'all so much. Go over there, subscribe, like, comment, and all those stuff like that. Remember, I have this show. I have Beyond Pixel. I'm on Enlightened Idiots, and then I'm on Hear Me Out. That's the where we talk about shows and stuff like that. So I have a lot of stuff going on. But I'll still make time to do whatever it is that I want to do because I'm me. So with that, stay close to those that are close to you. Be loyal to those that are loyal to you, and don't do anything that you don't want to do. And with that, we are out of here.